When I was a little girl, I did everything indoors. I was such a mama's girl. Then I turned 5. Suddenly, the man who was always on the road got a promotion at work and didn't have to travel out of town anymore. He asked me to go fishing with him for the first time. After that point, I and my father went fishing. It's funny, my relationship with my father can be summed up by a series of fishing stories. So, are you ready to get hooked? As a little girl, I had red, frizzy hair. Lots of it. In fact, some used to joke that I was a ringer for Annie. Annie, you know the musical about the little orphan girl. I don't really know. However, a part of that wasn't attributed to my father's bald head. He shaved it on purpose. I don't think it was so he looked like Daddy Warbucks, although he did. I think it was more of a Bruce Willis thing, from all those Die Hard movies. Dad worked for an insurance company, but he very easily could have been a teacher. He loved kids, and he had more patience than anyone I know. In hindsight, that's probably why he was such a good fisherman. Dad taught me many lessons on our fishing trips. They're lessons I carry with me to this day. Henry Thoreau once said, "Many men go fishing all their lives without knowing that it is not the fish they're after." Many people spend a lifetime trying to catch the biggest fish, but instead catch a series of smaller ones. At the end of the day, does it really matter? In the following story, a young girl spends years fishing with her father, not knowing that it wasn't the fish they were after, but the experience that they shared. It wasn't important that they didn't catch anything. It was important that they had a good day. Here is the big one, by Celeste LeBeux. The first time he took me fishing, Dad rented a small fishing boat. We were going to fish for catfish, but they were meant to be caught. Dad said the dogs chased them all away. But I caught 34 perch that day. We, of course, didn't keep any of them, but we caught them nonetheless. Actually, I was the only one who caught any perch. That spent most of his time really unhooking them, releasing them, and baiting my hook for me. I think got a kick out of watching me hoist a small fish out of the water. I remember giggling the entire day. I was amazed at the ease in which I caught these fish. I would barely have my hook in the water, and bam, I had caught another one. We spent the entire time finding new coves, eating deviled ham on Ritz crackers and drinking grape soda and talking softly so as to not scare off the fish underneath our boat in the shallow waters. My mother died later that year. It was a heart attack. It was hard on both of us. So it's hard to lose someone you love, but for a young girl, I think it is especially difficult. About a month after his funeral, Dad took some of the life insurance money and bought a speedboat. And so we started going fishing almost every weekend. It was our special, alone time. Our terms leads to very little rewards. I think we probably scared all the fish away with our fits of tears, but over time we just spent ourselves saying anything. We just sit on our seats, hooks in the water, and wait for the big one. Dad would say that if we waited long enough, we were bound to catch the big one someday. So we waited. Dozens of lobsters, buckets of worms, can of double ham, Ritz crackers, and gallons of grape soda. We still had not caught them. We haven't seen the big one splash full of water surface. I just thought for some that says Nemo at that point. despite the fact that we caught nothing except the occasional very tired. Dad would always end our trips by saying, it was a good day. He was right. It was a good day. When I turned 16, Dad took me down to the coast for a little saltwater fishing. He was determined that we'd bring home some trophy fish like a blue marlin or at least a swordfish. Yeah, he caught an old iron trellis. I caught pneumonia. The summer after I graduated, we entered a bass tournament. That's right, we had never caught anything larger than a snapping turtle, but Dad was determined we'd win, if for no other reason than beginner's luck. To ensure that we wouldn't approach the weigh-in empty-handed, I secretly purchased a 2-pound bass from a local fresh fish market. I know. A very Lucy Ethel sort of thing to do, but as luck would have it, Dad caught a 3-pound, 4-ounce beauty about 4 hours into the contest. So that night, after 13 years of fishing together, we finally dined off the fruits of our labor. It was one of the best meals I've ever had. Dad had colon cancer 2 years ago. I had the funeral director place a small plastic purge in the coat pocket of his suit, along with a note. A note saying thank you for all the good days, Dad. I love you. I may not look like Annie anymore, but I certainly know how she felt, being an orphan and all. Sometimes I think that the only thing sadder than not knowing who your parents are is who your parents were. And that you'll never see them again. At least not in this lifetime. Haven't really been fishing since Dad passed away, but going again tomorrow morning. I leave at 5:30 sharp. It'll be the first time I take my 5-year-old son out fishing. I'll bet you we catch the big one. I really think we'll catch the big one this time. Regardless, I assure you, it's going to be a good day.